Afrofusion. This is Riziki, and I'm here at the 10th Annual African Film Festival at the AFI Theater in Silver Spring, and I'm here with Zarasane Mihari, an Ethiopian filmmaker, for your film Difret.
Yep. Deferred is a film about a lawyer who comes to the aid of a 14-year-old girl who was abducted for marriage and ended up killing the person who abducted her. So this was based on a true story that happened in Ethiopia in 1996, and it became a very powerful case, a famous case that actually helped rewrite the laws concerning abduction and the tradition of forcing young girls into marriage.
Yeah, the one thing I really liked when you're along those lines is you're challenging tradition through film. Like we have, Mother of George with Dosumu. Can you just talk about along the lines of that?
I think, in its perfect form, film is a critic. It talks about issues that we would not talk about at the dinner table. So it shines the light in things that we are not courageous enough to say. But in a way, it's great because, the poets have always done it, right? And in a way that film is such an art that you could actually feel the movement of the people because it's communal. It takes so many people to make it, and it is absorbed by so many. And it's actually the whole culture of like being in a theater together with 400 people like today, and be able to laugh on the same things that we were laughing about back home. Even though my culture is a bit different than yours, but the things that made us laugh also made you laugh. The things that made us sad also made you sad. So it is in its perfect form. I think film is such a critic of, or a social commentary is, I think, the perfect word for it.
Yeah, well, with this specific film, I could tell in the audience, a large Ethiopian audience. How did you feel debuting it or showing it in an audience with so many Ethiopians?
Honestly, nervous coming into the screening, because this was the first time we actually screened it with this many black people. and it was great. I mean, as a writer, you write things that make you laugh, and things that are emotional, that you felt emotional, and you kind of want that the audience to feel the same way. So when people laughed in the things they were supposed to laugh, that's sort of like a pat in the back,
Ethiopians.
Yes.
Validating.
I was not crazy. Or the things that are in the film actually are connected with them. It's a form of communication. It's basically they were telling me that we hear you, we see you, It was amazing. I mean, it's the perfect way. I mean, this was the perfect screening. I'm so glad that I did it, and I'm so glad that it had the response that it did.
I know you've already won some film awards, Sundance, Berlin. What does that mean for the film?
It means that as Africans that we can actually tell a story. We do have the know-how that we can actually compete in the international stage. And it also means that there are a lot of things that are similar that unite us, that separates us with the other world. So for people to come to us after the film, for actually people to actually vote for us and say this is the audience award, that's just the ultimate feeling.
Difret, what does that mean? What does that name mean?
The title of the film first was Oblivion, but then we came up with this title Difret, and the Amharic language is so complex. There are powerful words that mean two things or multiple other things, and spelled the same way and pronounced the same way, but it is so opposite of the meaning sometimes. So Difret actually means, in its day-to-day use, it means courage or to dare, but also means the act of being raped.
Oh, wow, okay.
So when we actually came up with this idea, I was like, oh my God, that would be the title for this film, because it represents everything that happened within the film, the courage of these two women to challenge centuries tradition, and also what really happened to this girl. This girl was violated. She was raped. So that's why we chose that title.
Well, thank you again. I really hope the film goes worldwide. Let us know how to contact or help contribute to the film or anything like that.
Thank you for asking that question because we're trying to build a community behind this film. It's got a great momentum right now. You can go into our website, Difret.com, Difret.com, and you can also like us on Facebook, Different Film, on Facebook, and volunteer if you can, and be an ambassador for the issue of violence against women, and especially this one thing that we're trying to get rid of, which is forcing young girls into marriage.
Well, thank you so much, Zarasane. You have
Appreciate
a
it.
good night.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.